There's a tremendous amount of harm that somebody that has a drug and alcohol problem can do at work.
I've dropped tools lots all over the place.
I remember almost falling asleep at the wheel.
An individual was just walking through the site incoherent and walked under a suspended load.
I was up to, on average, about a 40-ounce of hard liquor every day.
This worker blew through a red light and went into a dump pocket. He actually tried to dump his load, and if he had been successful in doing that, he would have killed all of the workers that were working there.
I had just finished drinking 37 beers and doing 5 grams of cocaine.
We have some of our people that have died in the workplace that we recognized and remembered on the National Day of Mourning have died because of alcohol and drug impairment.
The worst thing about a job, any job, is if you have a fatality. That's the only thing people remember. Industrial construction work sites are big, complicated animals. There's cranes and heavy equipment, lots of activity, in some cases thousands and thousands of people.
So in our workplace, where we're counting on people to be clear in their communications, to be able to respond to emergency situations or make judgments around pressures and temperatures and high-risk items, it's absolutely critical that they come to work fit for duty and clear on those judgments. When alcohol and drug impairs that, the risk to everyone goes up.
The vast majority of our workforce show up to work every day, fit to work. We need to recognize that some people have problems.
People don't always, in the sort of the community, don't always know what to look for, and they may see that somebody is struggling, but they don't attribute it to potentially alcohol and drugs.
The Canadian model relies on supervisors to monitor their crews, to identify those that may be at risk as a result of substance use, and to act on those observations.
It tends to be perceived as a bit of a snitch system. I might be your supervisor on this job, you might be my supervisor on the next job, kind of the nature of the business.
It is a very challenging thing to get workers to intervene with coworkers.
DARRPP is a concerted effort by oil sands and construction companies to reduce safety incidents in the workplace by introducing alcohol and drug programs, including random testing.
Random testing will allow us to identify a risk and get somebody help before a problem happens, rather than having an incident happen, an accident occur at work.
DARRPP allows us to share data with our industry peers and organizations to demonstrate that a comprehensive alcohol and drug program that includes random testing improves safety.
Taking an industry approach to alcohol and drug testing has benefits in that we have a rotational workforce. People move from one site to another frequently. They need to see the same policies and procedures, and they need to behave in similar fashions on all these sites.
This drives some accountability into the program that, yes, I need to be there and be ready every day.
DARRPP has been a long time in the making. We've drawn all of the stakeholders together, we've engaged with everybody, we've taken advantage of experts in the scientific community, the medical community, human rights and privacy experts, and we've been careful all the way along. This is not something we would ever do cavalierly.
It's important that the human rights of workers are respected in this process, and that means that when a worker does have a medical issue with respect to dependency, that they do receive appropriate assessment, treatment, and follow-up.
What we ensure as an industry is that we have mechanisms built into our policies that make that help available for folks.
Once these testing and treatment programs are put in place, injuries go down, workplace accidents go down, and that all because people who have problems are getting treatment, and they're being pulled off the work site to get that treatment and then going back to the work site when they're healthy.
I haven't had a situation yet where an employer denied somebody their job because they went and did a treatment program. And I have done hundreds, if not thousands, of assessments.
DARRPP will be successful if it assists us in learning more about our workforce, and if it assists us in learning more about the real effects of introducing random testing, and that'll guide our next steps.
The bottom line is, when I disclosed to my boss, my employer, my life changed. In that instant, my life started to change. I had become willing, and I had become open, and I had become honest. And I was able to do my job safe.
If there would have been a system in place that tested people, randomly, that I might have got help a lot sooner. I will never ever be cured from alcoholism or drug addiction. What going into that rehab center did was give me a set of tools to work with, to stay sober.
When I put my 2 feet on my floor every morning now, my first one is thank you, and I'm grateful, and I say good to go.